Hello, my name is Paul Kautza. I'm the Director of Education for the Data Warehousing Institute, and we're here to talk to you today about the Government Symposium that's being held April 4th at the Hyatt Crystal City in Washington, D.C. It's the inaugural Government Symposium that we're running, and I'm pleased to have John O'Brien with us today. John will be hosting the Government Symposium for us, and John is a longtime practitioner, industry thought leader, and strategist in the data warehousing BI space. So thank you, John, for joining us.
Thank you.
If you could just spend a couple minutes telling us the overview of the government summit that will be taking place on April 4th.
Yeah, what we have is it's a great single-day symposium separate from the overall conference that's going on that has to deal with just some of the real selected topics that are going to be in the government space. What we've done is we've selected a combination of social networking, monitoring, activity is very important, the Cloud First initiative that's going on, as well as streaming analytics. And then at the end of the day, we're going to wrap that up with a really good panel discussion from our guest speakers, taking questions, having discussion about whatever's on people's minds. So it's going to be a full day of guest speakers on some really hot topics.
Terrific. I know those. We've done a fair amount of research, and I know those three topics are very pertinent to the government space right now.
Yeah.
If you could talk just a little bit more about the social media monitoring and analytics piece and who we have speaking there.
Yeah, so for that topic, we have two speakers. We have Mark Madsen, who's very well known in the industry for a lot of the social networking and monitoring and how that's impacting BI with Third Nature. And then we've also got, just looking here, Martha Doris. I want to make sure I get her title right, which is a Deputy Associate Administrator, Office of Citizen Services and U.S. General Services. And what's really interesting is that today, with social networking, all the information that's flying around, it's transforming the entire way we do business, society, information age, and it's just permeating into the government space. And these people are going to talk about their experiences and what it means for industries and societies, and especially for government overall.
Terrific. That sounds like it'd be a very good session. The next one, I know that the government is really getting into cloud computing and looking at cloud computing, and they're very concerned about being in the secure cloud, making sure that everything is secure. So give us a little overview of that one. Who may be speaking there?
Yes, we have the terms that we hear around the government space for cloud, of course, is going to be trusted cloud or cloud first. There's no doubt that the cloud and all of its definitions, implementations is hot throughout the entire industry. The government's going to be out there in the forefront. We've got two leading guest speakers on this. We've got Doug Bourgeois, who's the Chief Cloud Executive and VP from VMware, as well as Jeff Barton, who's a VP and Chief Security Strategist. They're both going to have presentations about what does cloud first mean for the government space.
Terrific. And I know that's very pertinent to them right now. They're really trying to figure out how they go to the cloud and when. The last one, the last major one, is on streaming analytics, and that's all dealing with all the sensor data and all the things. And I know with NASA and with a lot of the agencies, that's become a very, very important topic. So tell us a little bit about that one, if you would.
Streaming analytics definitely is the key third component, right? We've got the cloud, we've got the social side, activity. Now, what are we doing with all this streaming information from unprecedented amount of sources around the world for the government? And we've got two guest speakers there as well. We've got Mark Demarest, the CEO and principal at Numinial, and then we've got Robert Ames, who's the Deputy Chief Officer from IBM Federal, coming in and talking about real examples of what in government space they've already done with some streaming analytics. We know that in the government space, there's not as much going on. There are the early adopters now, and they're going to share some of those stories for everybody else who's attending to gain some useful insights as they start to think ahead and cross that bridge.
Terrific. And then the last session is going to be more of an open forum discussion on all of these topics, plus with data governance, as I understand. Is that correct?
Yes. So data governance, of course, is very important, but for us, aligning data governance to your mission, agency mission, is going to be the key here. What we're going to do is we're going to have some of the guest speakers come back, be available for topics, discussions, taking everybody who attends that day, their questions, have a real discussion, debate maybe. A few times I've seen debates come out, but it's always a very interactive and a great session, great way to close the day.
Terrific. Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to this, and hopefully it will be a great session for you to join us on April 4th at the Hyatt Crystal City for the TDWI inaugural government summit. Thank you very much.